She Is Serious, a podcast where we showcase female athletes and their impact beyond the game. Each week, we will be bringing on influential women in the world of sports and showing why they are so much more than athletes. My name is Taylor Hall. I'm a health and fitness influencer and collegiate athlete at Biola University. And this is my sis, my co-host, Ashley White. What's up, girl?
Hey y'all, hey, my name is Ashley White, a former student athlete manager for UNCW's women's basketball, a blogger, writer for Beautiful Ballers, and an advocate for women in sports. Thank you for tuning in weekly to She Is Serious podcast. And this is why female athletes are now to be taken seriously.
Hey sis!
Hey sis! Welcome back to another episode of She Is Serious. Today we are super excited to have on another sister in sport girl who is killing it on and off the court. Kid, what's up, girl? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Really excited to be on the show.
Yes, kid, finally. We've been like, girl, we've been like wanting you since day one. Because I remember like when we told you about it, I told us like, girl, we need to get you on this show. Like ASAP. And girl, we have to know, what is your sports story and how did you get to where you are right now?
So basically, like, I started playing basketball when I was 4, but I started playing basketball because my older brother started playing, so that's kind of how I got into the sports world. But my first sport was actually baseball, and then, like, while I was playing baseball, I was also playing basketball a little bit. So then, like, when I was 13 years old, like, that's when, you know, the guys started hitting puberty, and I'm still here, so I was like, I kind of had to, like, make a choice. Like, I had to quit baseball, but I was really freaking good. Like, I was a pitcher for the baseball team.
Okay, girl.
Yeah, like, I was striking guys out. Like, I was that girl, like, on the baseball. So I loved it, especially getting all the attention of being the only female, right? But yes, like, I just started playing basketball, and then I played AAU when I was in the 3rd grade, and then that's when, like, it got really serious for me. Was it 3rd grade? Might have been like 4th, 5th grade for real, but that's when we started doing traveling, and I got myself a trainer at the age of like 10 years old. And then I got to shout out like my parents, because obviously without them, you know, I wouldn't have been able to like make all my AAU tournaments and stuff.
Shout out to the parents for real. They do the most.
They do so much. And then you don't even know how much like payments are involved in it either. Like, so yeah, so shout out to them for sure. But it's really just been like basketball, and like AAU helped me go into college, like obviously getting recruited out of scouting events and stuff like that. And then obviously I went to Austin Peay for 4 years and then transferred out, and I'm so glad I got a COVID year, because I really needed that COVID year to like get my ability, because like I don't think I shined that good at Austin Peay. And then like when I moved to Queens, yeah, very thankful.
Girl, I saw you last year. You were killing it. Oh my God. Your highlight tapes, I was like, this girl is off the hook.
Thank you.
So what would you say was the difference in atmosphere-wise for like the sport and academics between Austin Peay and Queens?
So sports-wise, like I'm gonna say like college and campus-wise, it was completely different. Like, so Queens was a D2 school, and then they transferred D1 when I went over there. But Queens was like really small, and I mean Austin Peay, like they're not no Power 5 school at all, but they were definitely way bigger than Queens. So I'm just glad that I got to experience like football games, because Queens didn't have a football team. I got to experience homecoming, like just experience like a lot more things at Austin Peay than at Queens, because they're just everybody like literally knew everybody at Queens. Like it was such a small campus. And then with like the academic wise, I mean, I was chilling at Queens. Like I was doing my master's, but I was taking one class.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
Yeah, so I was chilling, and I think that's another reason why like my basketball was such an improvement, because I had so much free time. Like I was literally like all my classes online. And if I wasn't like doing homework, I was literally in the gym. So That's what I'm saying. Like, Queens was such a chill vibe for me, and it was even better because it was my 5th year. So I was literally just focusing on basketball and also doing homework too. Because like my master's was in communication, so I mean, obviously like math is hard, but with one class, like I had so much free time as well.
That's so nice. A couple of my teammates last year were in the master's program, and they're like, "Yeah, we just have one class and like barely any homework." I'm like, oh, must be nice. I'm taking 18 credits, like have so much homework, can barely like make it on time to practice because our class is going late. Like, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm just chilling." I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's so nice." So, what made you decide to take your 5th year?
Like I knew I was so much more capable of what I did at Austin Peay. Like, I mean, I'm sure y'all seen like my stats like compared. So I was averaging like 4 points. I just wasn't the playmaker. I wasn't that person at Queens that I was at Austin Peay. Like I knew what I had in my bag, and like it just wasn't unleashed yet. So I was like, in order for me to go overseas, like I need to have that confidence in me, and I need to like show it. So I was like, this year, like last year, like I was like, this upcoming season, like I know what school I need, and I was just so thankful that I found like the perfect fit for me. So like that's what I knew. Like I knew I needed to be in a good environment to showcase myself as well.
That's so awesome. Environment is everything. And like whenever you were in the recruiting process again, what made you notice that this coach was going to have confidence in you and let you shine this year?
So she had like, I had got recruited by one of the assistant coaches, and he was like talking me up and everything. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, here, like FaceTime our coach. So I remember everything. Like I was in my car, I FaceTimed her, and she was just like, her whole aura, her whole persona, like I loved it. Like she was talking me up. She had watched my highlights. She was just like, just telling me like, kid, like I want you to do you, and I know you're a bucket. And she said that. And obviously, like, you know how recruiting gets.
Yeah.
Like, you know how coaches are like selling themselves basically, and like they're gonna say what they want. So I also like had that in the back of my head, like, okay, like, are you just saying this or are you like being for real? And like I just went with my gut because honestly Queens was like the only school recruiting me. So I was just like, I kinda do have to go that route. Like I mean there's no other D1 school like recruiting me for real. So I was like, let me just take the chance, and I took it. And yeah, like she said her word. Like everything she said to me, like, yeah, it was real.
No, that's awesome. That does not happen often. Like literally.
No, for real.
Girl, when I tell you the twice that I went to see Kid, like she balled out, like and it was the first time she balled out against another girl that we both knew, and from Beautiful Ballers, and then on her senior night, Kid went all out, and I was like super proud of her.
Oh, yes, that's the best on senior night.
Yeah, so especially speaking of which, on senior night, I saw, family definitely came for you. How impactful and how important was it that, with Queens being near your home, how has it made it easier for not only you, but your family to be able to come and support you play?
Yeah, so that was another reason why I was so glad to like go to Charlotte, because a lot of my parents did come to Austin Peay games, but a lot of like other like intermediate like family, like my uncle, my aunts, like they didn't really come to a lot of games at Austin Peay. So since I was in Charlotte, a lot more of them came to like a lot more games. So I was like blessed for that, and I had a lot of friends too, like these came as well. So I was really grateful for that, especially like my senior night. Like there was people, I have to say this. So my senior night, obviously like as you know, there's like a lot of kids there, right? There was there was a lot of kids. But what really, so I remember they were like sitting front row. The game was ended. Like obviously we were doing autographs and everything. And a dad and a daughter came up to me, and the dad was like, my daughter, like we're from Myrtle Beach. My daughter has been begging me to come to a game. So we finally came to a game, but like, yeah, like we live 3.5 hours away, but we came to see you. And oh my gosh, my heart like melted.
Oh my God.
It was like so sweet, because like yes, I know, like, I do have, like, a little bit of a platform on Instagram, but when that was said to me, I think that's when it, like, really opened up, like, we do this for the kids, you know, like, you want to be an inspiration to the younger generation coming up, and my heart melted when I heard that, so I was like, wow.
That's amazing. So when did you start? That goes back to the question, like, how did you start getting a following on Instagram, and when did you start noticing traction from that?
Really, like, I think back in 2020, I started doing some photo shoots, and those photo shoots did go viral just a little bit. And then really it was this past year. Like, one of the pictures that our photographer, like cameraman, had took this past year, we were at Gonzaga, I think, and I had posted it, and it got 4 million impressions.
You're
So,
kidding.
like, yeah. And then Beautiful Ballers had posted the same picture that I posted, and then I posted it on on Facebook as well. So, and then I posted one on TikTok. So I had like 3 different social medias like all come into my Instagram. So I think I started out like when I first went to Queens, I had like about 30K. Once I posted that picture in about 2 weeks, I was up to like over 100,000K followers. I was like, social media is crazy.
That's crazy.
That jean jacket thing? Was it that one? The one you're like the jean jacket with like it kind of looked like it was long, but you're like just had
No,
the
but
heel.
like those modeling pictures did go like they did numbers too. But it was the basketball picture where I'm like having my shoulders up and like looking away.
Oh, yes. You pinned it, huh?
Yeah, it's one of my pins. But yeah, those that picture was stupid.
That's so cool. And then that's like literally the best because you see it's making an impact on younger kids. They see you on social media and they're like, I want to go see this girl play. And then they literally travel 3.5 hours away to go see you. How cool.
I know, that was so sweet.
Wow.
So, girl, so like you were mentioning how Beautiful Ballers like definitely helped you with like all the other social medias helped you, and Beautiful Ballers was like mainly they highlight female athletes. And now recently you got asked to what was it about them that like kind of influenced you to join them? Because I know we both Beautiful Ballers part of the brand, but what influenced you to join them?
So just like being on Instagram and seeing their profile, you would always see like beautiful athletes and on Instagram. So like they would always promote it and everything, and I just feel like I could be like a big impact on that because like I said, like you want to inspire the younger generation, but you also just want to like how do I explain it? Like I put like for like myself, like I'm a dog on the court as well, but like I can also like dress up. I can be myself as well, you know?
Yes, period.
So, like for real. And I feel like a lot of it as well because my like favorite athlete was Ted Cooper, and I just like loved the way she carried herself on the court and off the court. So she was a dog on the court, and then like she was just like that badass female off the court, and I just like I really like that. So I think that's kind of like who my info was. So yeah,
She just slayed both on and off the court.
right. I love that.
Yeah. I feel like it's such a good platform for empowering women. Like, we don't just play basketball and look sweaty all the time. We're also like beautiful, and it really shows like what women can bring to media and marketing, you know? So I think it's a great platform for that. And then also bringing attention to women's sports in general, because a lot of times it's hard for us to get out there since people don't come to our games and stuff, but it's like, oh, maybe I saw this girl on Beautiful Ballers, I want to go watch her game. So yeah, I love Beautiful Ballers. I think it's such a great support system.
Definitely.
So one of your aspirations, that one of your biggest goals is you wanted to go overseas. So what would you say you hope to have that overseas experience, like kind of, do you hope like it just brings that greatness, and like also with like the situation with what happened to Brittany Griner, like does that kind of sometimes just kind of like you worried about that at times too when it say you go overseas?
Yeah, so that's been a lot of talking when I talk to agencies. I'm just like the number one question, like, is mine going to be safe? Like, what kind of country would it be? Like those type of questions. And and like as I've been talking to like a lot of agents and like agencies, I'm kind of like getting the feel of like how overseas would be. And like, don't get me wrong, like I'm definitely like anxious. I would say like it is gonna happen for me, but there's always like this little person in the back of my head, like, kid, do you really want to go overseas? Like, do you really want to do it? Like, is that really your passion? Or are you just doing it because, like, you don't know what else to do outside of basketball? Because, like, that's all you know? So, I think, like, since the opportunity is there for me, I want to take it because I don't want to, like, look back and be like, damn, like, I could have took this opportunity, like, I wouldn't say like for free, but obviously like for the experience and like you're basically getting paid to go play ball like overseas and you're going to a whole other country and just enjoying like something different. But like it's completely different. Like you're gonna be by yourself over there, like it's just a whole different experience. And I would say I'm ready for it. Like I mean, we've been in college, we've been away from our parents, like but it's just different because you're literally in a whole another environment, whole other time zone. So I
Yeah.
definitely have my like worries and fears, but I just have to like this is just for the experience and like I'm doing something different that my younger self would be like, go kid.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that's hard to think about because you don't want to look back and be like, oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, because you never know when that opportunity is going to rise again because since the ball stops bouncing at some point. So I think that's so awesome that this is an opportunity for you, and I can't wait to see where it takes you. But where would you like to play if you like your dream country?
I would say Australia.
Oh,
Really because like I do have a couple of friends over there. Like one of my best friends lives over there. And I've just heard like it's freaking beautiful in Australia. And it's safe. So
yeah, safety. Safety's key.
yeah, but I think I would say that. But the agents that I've been talking to, that hasn't been brought up in like some of the conversations. It's really like in Europe, like we're talking like Germany or Portugal or just like some countries out there in that way.
Basically, the main countries that a lot of people go to, especially Portugal, because a lot of people, usually a lot of women athletes go to either Portugal, the Europe countries, sometimes Asia, but rarely ever Australia. Hey,
Yeah, no.
hey, I wouldn't mind going down under too.
What would you hope to do with your platform while you're out there?
Really like vlog a lot. So I do need to start my YouTube. I keep telling myself
Yes, girl, you need to start it. It would be so good.
I know. So I'm definitely like it's literally like every day I wake up and like I'm gonna start my YouTube. But it's just like the fact that I need to do it. But so I follow a lot of girls on TikTok. I follow a lot of girls on TikTok and they do content. And like I love them, So if I'm like I know I like it, I know I do it. Other people can do it. So I think that's what I would do. I would definitely post about it. And I know for a fact if I go over, I'm gonna start my YouTube. I know that for a fact.
No, you would need to for sure. People would love to see the content. But I've been seeing on Instagram you're doing your like day in the lives, which I love. I love watching them. I'll sit there and watch all the way through. I'm like, let's see what Kid is doing today in her post college athlete life. Yeah, me and Kid just finished our college basketball careers, by the way, everybody. So it's kind of crazy.
I had to teach my mom what a NARF was. Like, what is a NARF? Like, non-athletic regular people. It's like, that's not nice. Well, you try because like a lot of people don't understand. I mean, I was a former manager for the mid-major Division I, but I did see like the behind the scenes of how much like the luggage and the load that all the student athletes had to carry with 15 plus hours of work and study hall, the rehab, the weights, and a lot of people don't understand. And and I want to ask you both, what's the misconception of being like, if say like a person said, oh, well, you guys got scholarships. I don't see what's the problem. What's the misconception that student athletes get that you want to, like, say, just break down, that dissect?
Like, they just don't see us waking up like at 5 o'clock in the morning, having to go to conditioning or having to go to study hall because we missed an assignment or something. Like, just crazy stuff like that. Like, I feel like we earned our scholarship, and it also goes back to our younger years. Like, we put our blood, sweat, and tears on the line throughout our younger years to
Oh
get
my
where
God,
we are.
yes.
Like, I didn't even, like, I'm just now saying this, but I didn't even, like, think about it, you know? Like, when you're younger, like, you're really going through so much just to, like, get this goal to have a D1 scholarship for college basketball. Because, I mean, if it wasn't for basketball, I wouldn't have went to college because it's literally so expensive, but I have to put so much, like, priorities. I had to get my priorities straight to, like, just keep the scholarship as well, because it gets renewed every year. It's not guaranteed for 4 years.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good misconception. People just think you're handed this, and then it's like, oh, you get 4 years of college for free. Yes, but also you have to work for it too. It's not just handed to you each year. You have to compete. You have to make sure that you're performing on the court. So there's a lot of pressure on us as well. We're not just going to school and going to workouts. It's like, okay, we're spending 6 hours in the gym per day. So no, please don't ask me if I have a job outside of this, because I don't. We don't have time to even, like, barely sleep or eat. You know what I mean? And so I think when people ask if we have, like, well, how else are you getting an income? I'm getting my school paid for, which is great. And I don't have time to make an income out of that because we're literally athlete students, I would say.
Yeah. And, like, even the mental health, like, that, like, I remember, like, having, like, I mean, to other people, they wouldn't think it's a bad game. But, you know, like, in yourself, you know, if you have a bad game, I would literally not go to bed until, like, 3 a.m. And I'll be watching film, just, like, going over every little thing and just, like, downgrading, like, everything I'm doing. I'm like, what? You know? And, like,
Yeah.
It's tough.
No, it is. And then on top of that, like, we're already tough on ourselves. And then we have coaches and parents and family, friends, all being tough on you too. And it's like, okay, I'm already tough on myself. I'm already breaking it down. Like, literally, we beat ourselves up. I would do that too, kid. Like, look at my film and keep degrading my performance. But I'm just like, why am I doing that? Honestly, it's not going to do anything good for me. It's just going to make me get less sleep and be more frustrated. And then you know how it is. You go to practice the next year, like, I'm going to freaking kill this practice because I sucked yesterday. And you're just thinking about it all the time. Like, the mental toll is insane.
Like,
And you don't go into regular jobs, like, you don't think about your regular jobs all the time. Like, if you're a grocery store clerk, you're not, like, thinking about that, watching film, how you did. You're not going to do. And one of our girls that came on, Paisley, a couple weeks ago, she's like, I think college athletics is the only, like, job, because we're getting paid to do this, you know, that you go to work every single day and you're getting, like, degraded, you're getting told what you're not good at, you're getting yelled at, screamed at. Like, if you just go to your regular job, your manager's not just yelling at you like, get the groceries done faster, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's true.
I mean, also, you guys are also getting paid now, finally, with the name, image, and likeness. And, you know, I noticed it's been making a huge impact on both of you guys, especially with, you know, not only with college, but your outside life. Like, how has that, like, you know, how has that just been, like, just that impact of, like, carrying it outside of your school and hopefully in life that you, in the real world?
I'm gonna be real. My, like, NIL, so I was never signed with a marketing agency to never, like, market myself, because I thought I could do it, and, like, I was affiliated with Post Game, so honestly, like, a lot of my NIL money came from Post Game, which, you know, I think I don't know if you guys know about the Post Game official or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, a lot of my money came from that, and, like, it was good money, but personally, like when it came to like NIL deals, I I'd be pissed off to like say, because with my platform, I really didn't have that many NIL deals like at all. Like I didn't really have nobody like helping me, because a lot of people said they were gonna help me, but they would just say it and like they never really did it. So yeah.
I'm surprised because you have a huge platform.
Yeah, and I thought I was gonna do good with the NIL marketing, but I don't know, like it just was not that great for me.
It seemed like people would talk a good game, but don't like actually help. So it's like they just want that piece of action with, your brand. And sometimes I think, also too, when it comes to like finding a good brand, I think, making a deal or trying to figure out, you can't just choose all the brands you want to do and say, oh yeah, but like, would you say you would be picky of which brand you want to collaborate instead of like just accepting everything?
I was just like picky because a lot of the brands would want to send me gear, like just free gear, but they would want me to promote it. And then once I was like, no, like I'm not doing it. Like, yeah, send me free gear, but you're gonna pay me to promote it, like, And then they like, once I said that, they were like, oh, well, let me send you the gear, and you like post, I'll give you a discount code, and your followers can, and then I would get the like a certain commission. It was just like, no, just pay me for the post and like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, a lot of brands do that, and it's so annoying because they're using you as free marketing basically, and you don't want to post on your social media and just look like an ad. So it is super frustrating because like when you're hot, brands are like, oh yeah, let's reach out to her and let's see if she'll do this for free. Like, no, and you know how much time it takes to make content, by the way, and edit it? Like, that also is time consuming. So I think that's also another misconception with this NIL stuff, that making content, like, absolutely we should get paid for it, because filming and then editing all this stuff, it's not like we have someone doing it for us. Like, we have to figure this out ourselves. And I'm sure for you, kid, like, it's hard. Like, it's hard to figure this out, and it's hard to like get all this editing on top of everything else that we're doing in life.
Yeah. So luckily, like right after the season, I got in contact with, I'm not gonna like spill it now because we haven't made it public yet, but I did sign with a marketing agency. So that is in the works. So we'll see how it goes with the brands and stuff. But I did finally sign just with a marketing agency.
Good.
Hopefully, like that'll help like build my platform, and like, also obviously get a couple of dollars in my pocket as well.
Yeah, because then that way they can be advocates for you too. It's not just like you advocating for yourself. They can be like, hey, kid's legit.
Yeah, for sure.
That's going to be awesome.
I do have a question for you guys, though, since, when you guys received that COVID year, like, what was that like when you guys finally got the news that y'all were going to receive that extra year?
It was like a little breath of like, oh, okay, I have another year and like I can go somewhere else. Because I knew off the back I was transferring after Oscar too. Like, once I got my undergrad, like, my bachelor's, I was like, all right, this is my, like, it just kind of goes back to just me saying, like, okay, I know I can go somewhere else and just finally be kid and play the way I want to. So, yeah, it was just a little breath for me.
Did you feel like at Austin Peay, did you feel kind of restricted in your play there? Is that why you were super relieved?
Yeah, so I was more so known as, like, the lockdown defender. Like, that was my role. And we had, especially, it was really like my senior year. So we got a new coach, like a whole new coaching staff came in. She brought a couple of her players in as well. But she assigned a lot, like, they were strictly like roles. Like, my role was lockdown defender. Other people's roles, like, I think we had like 2 to 3 playmakers. Like, they were allowed to play make. They were allowed to score the ball. And then, like, you got your point guard that needs to assist the ball, like, where to go. So, like, my senior year, like, I did better than any of my other years. Like, my 3 years at Austin Peay, my senior year was good. But it wasn't, like, it still just wasn't me. Like, I still averaged 4 a game, but I just still wasn't able to play. Like, I didn't have the confidence. Like, that's really what it was. Because I knew I couldn't be confident with the ball. Like, I couldn't take it to the rim. But if I was to turn it over, I was getting out the game. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't come back from my mistake.
I just want to say shout out to y'all. Y'all got some beautiful nails too. Y'all be slaying. Both of y'all. Y'all be slaying with the
Okay, they look good from a distance, but when they're up close, they're a little grown out. So I need to get these puppies done ASAP.
Literally same.
But y'all be slaying with the nails. Like when I see female hoopers that I know, especially when they play ball and they got the nails, I'm like, y'all got it. Y'all be shooting with the nails. I was like,
Shout out to the people that can do that with these, because I got these after season. I was not about to get them during season. I don't know how people play with long nails. Were you able to do that?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, I play with nails. They're like mid. They're short mid. I don't know. They're definitely not long. I can't do it on nails. But I've been playing with nails for like over 2 years. So it's just like, it's natural.
I will say I tried with acrylic nails that one time, and when I got past the ball, like it just like my got bruised finger. Even a tennis ball, when I was playing tennis ball, just throwing the tennis ball, and I caught it. It's like, oh well, never mind. This is not. I am just. Let me just not do nails. Let me just be naked for the rest.
No, girl, I've been taking ever since we finished basketball. Like I said, I just need like a break. I feel like I'm gonna need a year break for real. Like. I'm so proud of you for going to the next level, because me, like, my love of basketball right now is not there. I'm sure it's going to take some time to rekindle, but right now I'm just like, I'm in the gym, I'm trying these different workout classes, like, I'm fitness mode. And then next year, like, I'm sure next year I'll be like, oh, I miss basketball, I need to get back in the gym. But I've been doing some boxing classes, but I realized you can't do those with nails, because I was like boxing and I was like, oh my God, my nail like fell off, and I took off the gloves and it hurt so bad it started bleeding. So pro tip, don't do boxing with nails.
But I get that. Like, that's why I took a month off, and I was like, because I literally was like questioning myself. I was like, do I really love basketball? But then a month went by and I was like, no, like, I need to keep playing. Like, I can't.
Yeah. So have you been training yourself in the meantime?
I have a trainer up here, so he trains me pretty much every other day.
Shout out to him, too. Shout out to him.
Yes.
Yep. So, because he be your biggest supporter of the game.
Wait, let me tell you something, guys. I was watching some of your highlights. I was like, you had me crossed up from the highlights. No, like, for real. Like, your trainer's been training you well.
Yeah, like, I've had him since I was 10 years old. So, like...
Shut up.
Over, like, it's been 13 years, like, this year. It's crazy. So, yeah.
That's really cool. Like, that's rare.
Yeah, really close with him. So, yeah, he's family. Like, I would call him, like, my second dad for sure. I mean, yeah.
How important is it to have like that type of, say, bond between you and the trainer? Because I know both of you guys have like trainers that you're guys close to. How important is it to establish that bond to where y'all can, trust one another, like on and off the court?
It's like a love and hate relationship though too, because like we be in the gym and then I like be messing up, and then we be going at it. Like when I was younger, he would kick me out the gym because I wasn't performing good. Like it was a love and hate relationship growing up. Like being a trainer with him, like him being my trainer, but it's definitely because he wants to see me grow, and he's just like he's so proud of like everything. Because I couldn't when I was 10 years old. Like I thought I was good, but man, I was terrible. I mean, you had to be in the gym for like 3 hours working on my footwork, working on my shot. Like it was so bad. Like obviously, I mean you're young, but still. Like, I had a lot to
Yeah, that relationship is definitely love-hate. Like, I know my dad trained me ever since I was little, so when we would go outside in the courts, I would hate him. Like, I don't even want to talk to the dude after we're done with the training session. I need to cool down for, like, a good 24 hours before we get back at it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, they want what's best for you, so that's really cool that you've been working them for 13 years, because really, you guys, that's rare. Because a lot of people, a lot of trainers go in and out, and You know, it's hard to find that bond. So after you play overseas, what are your goals career-wise? Like, what do you want to do in life?
Girl, I have no idea. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I literally have no idea. Like, I don't know.
That's
Hey.
At least she's honest.
Literally.
No, I honestly don't even know why I asked you that question because I hate that question myself. But do you want to stay in the basketball world or athletics, or do you think you want to do something outside of it?
You know, like, I feel like that answer will just come with time. Like, if I was, like, give you an answer, like, right now, I would just have to say, like, I would play pro, and then I would see myself coaching. Like, I can see myself being a college, like, assistant coach.
Okay.
You know, like, I could see that, but I would be lying to you if I put my money on that, you know? So I'm not 100% sure.
Hey, honest. That's at least she's honest about it, because folks, you know, like she said, it's like, well, like if I the answer to this would be like this, but at least you honest. That's the most honest answer I've heard in a long time.
No, and like you're doing it step by step. Like your next step is you're going to go overseas, and then you're going to see how that plays out. Like, honestly, when people ask me, like, what do you want to do? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Like, I know I'm not going to be a nurse. I know I'm not going to be a teacher. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get a degree in any of those things. So we'll just see how life plays out and go from there. And I think a lot of times it's really, really hard, especially for us as athletes, to even think about anything else outside of our sport because we've been in it our whole lives. So when I talk to, I don't know how it is with you, but when I talk to people outside of sports, they're like, oh, I got this internship. I'm lined up here for this job. And I'm like, I'm stressed out because I've been playing basketball. I don't have a job lined up.
Yeah, for real. Like, there's people our age, like, having, like, they have families, have legitimate jobs. And I'm just like,
I know.
Like,
I'm like, I don't want to start paying for rent. I don't want to start cooking for myself. Like, no.
it's crazy. So
I just want to say, for those of little kids that said, I want to grow up, do not grow up. It's a trap. Do not say, I want to grow
I'm
up. It is
telling
a trap.
you, for real.
You don't want to pay no bills. You don't want to do taxes. You don't want to do all that stuff. You just enjoy being a kid. Kid. There you go.
Right.
Just like
Right.
Kid, I'm going to tell y'all this. When I tell you Kid is like a very authentic person, like she real authentic. Like, I mean, Kid is straight up, like, you know, just like I said, just from, you know, speaking to her and, you know, watching her games and stuff, like, this girl is the real deal. And, like, any person, any team would be so blessed to have her on. Like, that, this girl, like, when I tell you, she is a real leader, and she will get the job done, like, period. So.
Oh, girl, thanks.
And I've never met Kid in person, but I can tell that you are such a kind-hearted, genuine person. From our collab, first of all, we did a YouTube collab earlier this year, and I just reached out to you over Instagram, and you're like, yeah, girl, I would love to do this, which was so awesome, you know? It's not every day that you're just in people's DMs that we've never met in person, and you're like, of course, I would love to do a collab day in the life, and it's so cool that we're able to connect that way. So, yeah, I appreciate you and our friendship from afar, too.
Like, literally, like, I feel like I've already, like, met you and hung out with you. Like, that's kind of like the friendship like we have, you know? It's just,
Yeah, literally. I know, but I told Ash I need to go out to North Carolina so that we can do an in-person interview. So maybe we can do this, like, in person soon.
yes, I would love that. That would be
Yeah.
so cool. Have you ever been to the East Coast?
I have. I've been to the East Coast, but I've never been to North Carolina. But I want to go because Steph Curry grew up in Charlotte, you know?
Yep.
And that's, like, my fave player of all time, so that's one of the reasons. And then, obviously, to do an episode out there would be so amazing.
That would be cool, yeah.
Yeah.
He did go to Davidson, y'all, so that is kind of outside of Charlotte. But still, the 704, you know, his little kid, the little kid style talk about with his little dad.
No, you know what's so funny, too? I want to try, like, the food out there because it's so different than the West Coast.
Girl, when I tell you East Southern is a lot of fried food. we are the South. There's a lot of fried food.
A lot of fried food.
You will be eating, like, if you have one piece of fried food, you're gonna be very hungry. But I will say, Cookout got some great milkshakes.
I love Cookout. Mm-hmm.
People, like, if you go to Cookout, you will need to get.
What is that?
It's
like y'all's In-N-Out.
Oh, okay.
They have more options, like, you know, you could get a whole tray for like $5. Like, say a chicken sandwich with some, like, a taco and some hush puppies.
What? Wait, a chicken sandwich and hush puppies all in one?
Yep.
That's crazy.
I mean, look. When I went college folks, we hungry. It's like, I can't really say it's a struggle food, but it's close to, like, good food. Like, we got $5. All right, bet we'll just go to Cookout.
That's too funny. Out here, it's like poke bowls. We have acai bowls. We have, you know, if you want to go to the coffee shop and you want macadamia nut milk or you want pistachio milk, boom, they have it. It's like really great to live out here if you're high maintenance like me. So you just have so many options. But, like, I feel like if I went to this house, because I am not used to fried food, you guys. I am just not used to it. So it would take me a minute to adjust.
We have a lot of Herbalife, though. Like, I actually help a Herbalife store, like, up in Charlotte. So I help a lady with her Herbalife store. So I be getting some free shakes. Well, as a customer, I don't get a free shake. But when I help a lady, I be like, all right, let me get my shake for dinner.
Right. Hey, speaking of nutrition, how were you fed in college? Like at Austin, PA and at Queens?
So Austin, PA, like, so that's why it's like so different. So my freshman year at Austin, PA, like, we had meal swipes, like, we lived on campus, so I obviously ate at the cafeteria. And then my sophomore, junior, and senior year at Austin, PA, we had money off campus. So we lived off campus, like an apartment. So we had to fend for ourselves. Like, we had apartments, so we had to go to the grocery store and make our own food. And then, my senior year, I had lived in a house, and it was so beautiful. Like, my senior year was like one of the best because I was in a big house, in a townhouse with two of my teammates. So we would just make meals like all together. So that was like really easy. And then I go to Queens. Like, that's why it's so different because I was living in a dorm. I had a roommate. I had to eat on campus. The food was so bad. It was terrible. Like, was not a big fan of Queens food.
And I had Einstein bagels.
No, okay, Einstein bagels for sure. But they don't have that for, like, dinner. And so, like, dinner was it was a struggle. And since we were we had just transitioned to D1, I got no money. So, I think since I was a grad, we don't qualify for no scholarship. So I was literally a broke college athlete. Like, I was broke. Like, that's why I was, like, another reason, like, when you talked about NIL deals, I was just pissed off about it. Like, the whole season, I was just, like, my mom basically, like, helped me out. Like, I mean, I did some work, like, hustles on the side, but, I mean, I barely had time for that. And I did some social media. Like, social media at the time paid us for, like, Reels and TikTok, so I was getting a little bit of money there, but, girl, I was getting no money at Queens. I was struggling.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm surprised because at a D1 you would think they would have better food.
Yeah, because, I mean, I guess, like, since they were transitioning, I mean, it just, like, it was a small campus. Like, they literally only had, they had two. Like, one was just a bunch of fried food, burgers. Like, I never ate that. And then the other selection was just a bunch of, like, sandwiches and wraps. So that's why I had a lot for lunch. But dinner, I really just try to, like, fend for myself and go out to eat a lot.
Oh my gosh. What about on the road when you guys are traveling?
I think Austin P and Queens, like, there's really not much of a difference. I would say the food, like, on the road was kind of the same. Like, it was a hit and miss sometimes. So,
like, would your guys', because my coach, he would have us sometimes eat at Cane's, which if you guys don't know, it's like the fried chicken place. Have you guys heard of it?
Yeah.
Never had it before.
That place is like so popular out here, but we would go to like Cane's or we would go to Chick-fil-A, and I'm just confused at how that's healthy habits, because they would always preach like healthy habits, healthy habits. And if we want to perform at a high level as college athletes, we kind of need to fuel our body with good things. But I was like, why are they taking us here where the only option is fried chicken? So did you guys eat at good places, or was it still kind of like fast food?
So there was sometimes at Austin P we did like eat at fast food, but I forgot. So at Queens we did have a nutritionist. So our nutritionist like made sure we did not. I would say like we might have had fast food like twice on the road, but our nutritionist made sure we were at restaurants that had like good nutrition. We would always be eating chicken, rice, and broccoli. Like we stayed eating that like the whole like when we were on the road. So our nutritionist like she hooked us up, but obviously like it was a lot of the same food, so we kind of got tired of it. But it was healthy for the most part.
Okay, that's good. Whoa, that's you. Okay, well that brings us into a little bit achoo. No, you're good. That was a good sneeze. Let it out. Well, tell us, kid, how are you more than an athlete?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm more than an athlete. Girl, I don't even know.
You are literally, well, I can point out a couple of things. First of all, you're an inspiration to the next generation. You're creating this platform on social media that's inspiring so many young kids, so many other female athletes. You've inspired me for sure. You are such a genuine, amazing individual human being who is, are you a sibling?
Yeah.
You're a sibling, you're a daughter, you're literally like, you're just so much more than an athlete. So,
Girl,
I mean, that's how I would say.
Girl, you are a model.
Yeah, freak out, you're a model.
I think my problem is like I hate like trying to like hype myself up, like talking about myself, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like brag about it. So
I'm the same way.
thank you guys. I appreciate it.
You know,
yeah.
I'm definitely the same way with you. Like, say, like, you know, when people ask me, so tell me about yourself. I don't want to, like.
I literally choke up. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
it's like, well, or like, say somebody be like, oh, you're so great. Like, thank you. I try. Like, it's like, you don't want to feel like if you know, I think it's that confidence also that plays the key part. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, we often confuse confidence with being cocky, like that blurred line is sometimes. And, you know, we gotta be able to differentiate the both. Like, you know, confidence is like, you know, you got swag, you got, you know, you present yourself. Confidence is key. Confidence is queen, baby. It is beautiful.
Period.
So, like, when, you know, when you exuberate with that, I hope I said that right. When you exuberate or, you know, exhibit that, girl, and, you know, I think it brings out, you know, you glow. You know, you glowing, you, girl.
Absolutely.
Like, you glowing, girl. Like, you know, you may, like, I know some people, like, you may not see it, but there's other people that will see something that you may not see. And that's the beauty of it, especially when you got real people in your life that, like, that will say, look, that want to, like, see you do better. Like, you know, like trainers. They want to, when you form that bond with trainers, they want to see you do great and do better. And it's like the same way with folks. Like, you know, we may be far away, distant-wise, but we all want to, you know, see each other do better and, you know, influence one another and lift each other up, because ain't nobody got this energy or time to hate on one another. I know I don't. I ain't got the time. Like, I'm trying to look young. I'm trying to be young and look fly. Like,
You're right.
No wrinkles from hate.
You're right. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about the wrinkles. I'm not going to even have any hate anymore because I don't want to start paying for Botox yet.
Right.
I'm just saying, girl. Look, I'll just remember this. You have so much potential with you. Like, you know, girl, you are a queen. You know what you want in life, and you know.
Yes.
But of course, you know, like you said, time is everything, and you know, it's girl, you're gonna go far. You are going to go far. If you don't know it, just know you know it. Just know that. And you got a blessing with your name on it. You better remember that, girl.
Yes. Well, we can't wait to see what you accomplish overseas. I'm so proud of you, and we're so thankful you were able to join us today on this episode. I can't wait for everyone to hear your story. And Kid, you are amazing. You are so much more than an athlete. You're beautiful, and you are a baller. So we really appreciate you. And guys, make sure you go hit up Kid on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Her channel is about to start soon. So don't forget about that and keep up with her journey.
And this is why it's time to take women in sports seriously, y'all.
Seriously, sis. We'll see you guys next Tuesday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Peace.